In my never-ending crusade to kill the playoffs and return to a season-long championship format, I want to talk about how moving from the Winston Cup format to the chase and playoffs not only changed the legitimacy of the sport, but has also changed how we compare drivers and their place in the history of NASCAR. You may be thinking, hey dumbass, who gives a fuck? I'll tell you who should give a fuck, anyone who is a fan of Jeff Gordon or Kevin Harvick. Jeff Gordon is considered by many to be one of the greatest of all time. He was a rival of Earnhardt's, a four-time champion, and was basically the face of NASCAR for the early 2000s alongside Dale Jr. But what if I told you Jeff's 4 championships could have been greater? What if I told you he should have been the Hendrick driver to tie Dale Sr. and Richard Petty, not Jimmy Johnson? What the fuck? Well, thanks to this chart from the X account NWCS standings, we see here that Jeff Gordon would have won 7 titles if NASCAR would have kept the Winston Cup format instead of going to the chase. Jimmy Johnson, on the other hand, would have still gotten a respectable 3 championships, putting him amongst legends like Darrell Waltrip and Cale Yarborough. How about my favorite dead inside broadcaster on Fox, Mr. Kevin Harvick? Kevin won 1 championship in 2014, but if the Winston Cup was still in place, Jeff Gordon would have beat him out that year. However, Harvick would have won 2010, 2015, 2016, and 2020. A 4-time champion. What an absolute difference of a legacy that will leave for his career.
Yeah, I'm sure of the math.
I don't want to take away from the accomplishments and stories of drivers who won the chase or the playoffs. They played the game as laid out. However, you cannot tell me that the championships today are the same as the Winston Cup format. When last year Joey Logano won the championship with the lowest average finish in the history of the sport. You know what? Fuck that. I'm not going to sugarcoat it anymore. Mr. Potato Head here is somehow a 3-time champion and the most accomplished driver in the current field. If we had a system that rewarded consistency instead of mediocrity, he would have exactly 0 championships. 0. Zilch. Nada. I cannot stress this enough. Fuck Joey Logano. Anyway, that's a quick rant on why the playoffs still suck. Need to be nuked with the Tsar Bomba and the radioactive dust collected and shot into the sun. Thank you, and remember, the side effects of the playoffs include losing fans, nauseating championships, and erectile dysfunction.